Evening, everybody. It's 5:47 on Thursday evening, and this is your closing commentary. It was a very interesting day. There was a colossal amount of bullshit thrown around from Janet Yellen, your president, Joe Biden, and numerous others. Um, I think the one that sums it up the best was someone on CNBC asked someone else what they thought of the inflation reduction, where the inflation reduction was in Biden's new Inflation Reduction Act. And their response was the only place that there's anything that deals with inflation is in the title. And that really says it all. Janet Yellen wants to change, the definition of what a recession is. That idiot Brian Dietz came on and, just yammered on about, the company line. Um, it was really an interesting day. So let's get back to it. More importantly than all of that BS was the fact that the market started on the way up. The numbers this morning for claims were better. The GDP number was crap, down 0.9% versus up 0.3 expected. And of course, the PCE numbers came in at 6.5 up, and core PCE up 4.8. So, just kind of interesting. A day that started with futures being mixed turned into a very strong day. And clearly, there were reasons for it. On the positive side, we had the dollar down a little, and the Dow by the end of the day was up 332, and that dwarfed it in dollar terms, but not percentage terms, up 130 in the Nasdaq, which yesterday was up over 4%, up another 1% today. S&P up another 48.82. This brings it pretty close to the top end of what I started talking about a month ago, which was a move to the 40-25, 40-50 to 41 and a quarter. The number at the end of the day today, I think, was, well, it's an easy way to find out. P-50. The number at the end of the day was 40.72, and that was pretty close to the high. The high for the day was 40.78. So, we're getting there. We had some great earnings after the close. We also had some incredibly poor earnings. Carryover from last night. Meta, which had traded during the day and up as high as 171 and as low as 154, closed the day 160.72, and that was down $8.86 or 5.2%. Teladoc continued. This is a stock, that has come from the stratosphere. Got as low as 32.90 today after yesterday trading as high as 43. So we're talking about 25% range from yesterday's close to today's low. It closed 35.60, down 7.64 or 18%. Apple was a beat. Not only was it a beat, but there were several upside surprises. The margins, the overall margins, were excellent. At I believe it was 43 versus 40.6 expected. The services were a little bit light, and the Mac numbers were a little bit light. But the phones were up, and iPads were up, and wearables was up, and the stock was up. it closed at 157.35, up 56 cents. Traded as high as 164. The last is 161.66, up 487, or 3%. Amazon, same thing, but even bigger. Amazon had closed 122 and change, up $1.31. It traded as high as 138 and three quarters. Last is 137 even, up 16.03, or 13%. And now for the biggest, like the TV show used to be on, The Biggest Loser. This is the best example, from my perspective, of a board of directors that should be taken out and shot. Of course, I'm speaking about Intel, who hired Mr. Gertzner in January. In January, the stock was, 56. Right now, it's trading at 36. They have managed to chop off, by bringing this great guy, $80 billion, or a third of the value of the company, in 6 months. And by the way, they're paying him $175 million. I have never seen anything as stupid as that. As I said, he should be fired, the board should be shot, and I hope that shareholders sue them personally. Roku, um, traded as high today as 89, closed 85.17, down $1.75. Huge miss. Traded down as low as 60.58. The last is 63.80. That's down $23 and change, 27%. So everything's not great. There's plenty of inflation. Uh, but hey, we have the Inflation Reduction Act, so, I guess we don't have to worry. Okay, chart on the screen is the silver, and the reason that I'm pointing the silver out is solely because, as I said last week, when the gold on this particular day went down and broke all the lows and then closed on the high, I thought we had a turn. And I'd have to say that's true. Silver up $1.27. I haven't seen $1.27 move in silver since these two blow-offs. This was $1.17 and this was $1.08. So $1.26 to the upside. It traded higher, traded up as high as $20, the round number. But the point I want to make is it was up 6.82%. And the gold, which was also up and very healthy, 1769 and change, up $31.70. Great move. 1.82%. So the silver was up almost 5 times what the gold was up. And, you have to look at things like that when you get that kind of divergence. Oil traded as high as 99.84, closed 96.42, down 84 cents. I think that probably has more to do with um, demand destruction based on both inflation and the recession, which clearly we are now in. And Bitcoin traded over 24,000 for the first time since early June, when it was on the way down, 23,805. This is another one that is really interesting from the standpoint of performance and outperformance. Bitcoin up 1,025, a very respectable move, up 4.5%. But look at what Ethereum did. Ethereum up 138, on less than 10% the value, 8.72%. So a nice day for Bitcoin, a much nicer day for Ethereum. The rest, just to round it out, the dollar was down 10 cents. The bonds were up a little under a half a point. And nat gas was down 42 cents after trying the upside. And I just want everybody to know I have started writing a special report on Teva, TEVA. I'm not sure that it's a buy right here at 9.5 after just coming from $7 the day before yesterday. Oh no, actually yesterday at the low before the news. And I will have that ready and share it with everyone on the Discord room and in the weekly letter this weekend. I'll be back in the morning.